Hi students, so today you're going to be taking a practice star passage test here on Illuminate. There's going to be 7 questions, and once you get into the site, you will go ahead and put your name and ID, and then it'll prompt you to this page. Once you get on this page, you already know what to do. You'll go ahead and continue to test. Now, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and be reading you the passage along with the questions. I will not be able to help you in any way, but I will be reading it out loud for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Renewed hope for extinct species. Long ago, in the highlands of Australia, it was common at night to hear a loud repeating noise that resembled that of a motorcycle in the distance. This bizarre sound came from a frog known as the yellow-spotted bell frog. The frog also had other distinctive features. As its name suggests, it had yellow spots on its groin and outer thighs. It also had fully webbed feet. Although these unusual features should make it easy to recognize, the average Australian today has never seen this frog, nor have they heard its call. More than 30 years ago, a fungus called chytrid began attacking many of Australia's frogs. The fungus had an especially harmful effect on the yellow-spotted bell frog. Those frogs that survived the fungus were preyed on by foxes and cats. Scientists thought that the yellow-spotted bell frog had become extinct, or at least that is what was believed until one day in October 2008. On the day Fisheries Conservation Officer Luke Pearce was walking along a stream in the Australian state of New South Wales, he was attempting to find a fish known as the southern pygmy perch. Instead, on the side of the stream, he saw a type of frog he had never seen before. A yellow-spotted bell frog. However, Pearce had recently attended a talk given by Dr. David Hunter, an expert on threatened species, about Australia's disappearing frogs. Among the frogs Hunter described was the yellow-spotted bell frog. Although the species had not been seen for decades, Hunter was hopeful that tiny populations of the frog might still remain in remote areas, as had occurred with some other species. He asked the members of his audience to watch for them. As Pearce stared at the frog, he recalled Hunter's talk. It was basking out on a reed during the day, and when it jumped across and started swimming away, I thought it definitely looked like a bell frog, Pearce said. Excitedly, he called Hunter. Mate, he said, I think I've just seen a bell frog out here. A year passed before Pearce and Hunter could return to the area together. There, they and others discovered a colony of about 100 of the rare frogs. This discovery, Hunter said, was definitely the most exciting moment of my career, and I'd be surprised if I'll repeat it. He added, to have found this species that hasn't been seen for 30 years and that professional researchers thought was extinct is great. It gives us a lot of hope that a lot of other species that we thought were extinct aren't actually extinct. We just haven't found them. The rediscovery of the yellow-spotted bell frog, though, does not mean that it is out of danger. On its own, a colony of 100 frogs has little chance on long-term survival. One worry that remains is the fungus. Possibly, as Hunter hopes, this colony survived because it is resistant to the fungus. Another explanation is that somehow its location provided protection from the fungus. Determining which of the possibilities in this case is important because the answer could help increase the numbers of yellow-spotted bell frogs. To that end, 6 tadpoles have been removed from the site of the discovery and taken to the Taronga Zoo. There, the tadpoles will become part of a breeding program. When enough frogs have been bred, they will be placed in locations in the wild where they once thrived. Their survival in these areas would support the resistance theory. In the meantime, other measures have been taken to protect the yellow-spotted bell frog. Among them was a long delay in announcing the frog's rediscovery. This delay, Hunter said, gave experts time to develop plans to protect the colony. Even now, the exact location of the colony remains a secret. This will help keep human intrusion to a minimum so that what may be the yellow-spotted bell frog's last remaining refuge will remain, in fact, a refuge. Mate means friend in Australian usage. Question number 1, also known as question number 18, and as you can see on this side of the questions, it will be question 18. The author organizes paragraphs 2 through 7 by F. Presenting events that led to the rediscovery of the yellow-spotted bell frog. G. Showing the reasons people thought yellow-spotted bell frogs were extinct. H. Comparing the disappearance of yellow-spotted bell frogs to that of other species. J. Illustrating the attempts to increase the numbers of yellow-spotted bell frogs. At this time, students, please go ahead and pause the video to go back into paragraphs 2 through 7 to review and answer this question. Once you have selected your answer for number 18, please make sure to fill it out on the right-hand side bubble area. Let's go ahead and move on to number 19. 19. In paragraph 8, the word resistant means A. Looking similar to, B. Able to withstand, C. Hidden from sight, D. Becoming unwanted. Students, at this time, go ahead and pause the video, go back to paragraph 8 to find context clues on the word resistant, and then be sure to answer your response on the right-hand side. Question number 20. Which is the best summary of this selection? F. Luke Pierce was searching for a fish in a stream in New South Wales when he saw an unusual frog. He called Dr. David Hunter, an expert on threatened species. After Pierce took Hunter to the location where he first saw the frog, Hunter confirmed that it was from a colony of yellow-spotted bell frogs. G. Originally thought to be extinct, a yellow-spotted bell frog was seen by Luke Pierce. A year later, Pierce and Dr. David Hunter, an expert on threatened species, discovered a small colony of the frogs. This species population was drastically reduced to near extinction by a harmful fungus. H. Luke Pierce and Dr. David Hunter discovered a colony of yellow-spotted bell frogs. A few of the frogs were taken to the Taronga Zoo for breeding. Once the frog population has been replenished, groups of the yellow-spotted bell frogs will be released in different locations in the wild. J. While walking along a stream, Luke Pierce noticed a frog that was thought to be extinct. He contacted Dr. David Hunter, an expert on threatened species. The two men returned to the site and discovered a small colony of yellow-spotted bell frogs. Efforts are now being made to save the species from extinction. Boys and girls, go ahead and pause the video now to go back into the story and find any type of information you think would be able to answer this question. Don't forget, a summary should have the beginning, the middle, and the end. Once you finish answering question 20, go ahead and move on to question 21. Question 21. Read this sentence from the selection. On its own, a colony of 100 frogs has little chance on long-term survival. The author included this sentence most likely to show A. That the lifespan of the yellow-spotted bell frog is extremely short. B. Why scientists are taking several different steps to protect the remaining yellow-spotted bell frogs. C. That the yellow-spotted bell frogs can live only in zoos. Or D. How scientists are trying to help the yellow-spotted bell frog by eliminating the chytrid fungus. Please be sure to answer question 21 with question 21 in your answer document on the right-hand side. Moving on to question 22. Why did Dr. Hunter have hope that the yellow-spotted bell frog might someday be rediscovered? F. The decrease in predators made it likely that some frogs survived. G. Other species thought to be extinct have been found. H. Conditions where the frogs were typically found became less dangerous. J. Less human contact reduced the risk to the species. Please go ahead and pause the video now if you need to take some time to answer this question. Do not forget question 22 needs to be answered with question 22 on the right-hand side. Moving on to question number 23. Look at the dictionary entry below. Measure. 1. An acceptable amount. 2. A standard used for comparison. 3. An action intended to achieve a result. 4. A size, capacity, or weight of an object. Which definition of the word measures is used in paragraph 10? A. Definition 1. B. Definition 2. C. Definition 3. or D, definition 4? Go ahead and pause the video now to go back into paragraph 10 and to find context clues to answer this question. Moving on to the last question, question 24. Pierce was able to identify the yellow-spotted bell frog because he F. had seen the species before a fungus attacked them. G. studied endangered frog species as a fisheries conservation officer. H. visited the Taronga Zoo with Hunter. Or J. had attended a lecture given by Hunter. Please be sure to pause the video now to make your selection. Once you finish answering all of your questions, boys and girls, you may go ahead and double check your answers. Once you are sure that all have been answered, you may submit your test. If you finish submitting your test, boys and girls, on Illuminate, please go into your assignments and look for the assignment that says Renewed Hope for Extinct Species. Please answer this assignment during or after you have completed your test. Be sure to answer incomplete sentences. Question number 1. You will answer the following question in a complete sentence. What was the topic of this story? Number 2. What was the author trying to teach you or tell you about the topic? Number 3. What's the author's point of view on this topic? And number 4. What is your point of view on this topic? Please be sure your answers are in relation to the story that you just read on Illuminate. Once you submit your responses, you are done for the day.